Hello everybody, Bob Adams here. Yes, I sound a little bit different. I'm using my big microphone for my podcasting tonight, so it does have a better clarity to it. It took me a little while to figure out how to make it work right, but it does, and I'm very delighted. Tonight, as you can see on the picture on the screen, this is a picture I took here in our beautiful town of Bandon, Oregon. We have great sunsets out here, and I just try to put up a picture once in a while just so you guys can have something different to look at than just me. All right, so to start off with, I have to make my attorney happy. Here it is, the disclaimer. SimTrade Pro, Inc., its owners, employees, representatives are not investment advisors and are held harmless by investing results from groups and individual members. The provided options and results are for educational and individual elections to participate only. Any reports, either live or simulated, cannot be considered absolutely correct as considerations of market. Individual preferences or actions can affect the baseline for comparisons. All reports are intended for gross comparisons. Any services provided to our members are completed by written or oral request, not done independently unless declared and contracted. Investment clubs, partnerships are created under the application rules established by the Securities Exchange Commission, the SEC, and supportive contracts are for maintenance of the groups. While observations and options may be suggestion, the decision of the group/individual members dictates the results. There, my attorney's happy. All right, I'm going to get out of this and go into what it is that we're actually going to cover tonight. Okay. First of all, as most of you know, this is what our website looks like, and you know I've been doing a lot of work on it, and there's things I'm always adding to it. But I did spend this last few days working on a new spreadsheet, and the purpose of that spreadsheet was to give you guys the tools that I use when I analyze stuff. And also, because I got more and more people coming into our partnerships, I wanted to give you a tool that would work collectively, not just with Cool Trade and not just with our Forex, but be able to do both of them. So you can take a wide spread of whatever investments you're doing in these two arenas and be able to look at them side by side and make comparisons. I've also made some changes in our weekly reports to accommodate some of the parts of this new spreadsheet program that I'm sharing with you, and I'll dictate and show those to you as we get into it. First of all, I want to show you how to get this spreadsheet. Now, my invitation is don't go do this now. Wait till after you watch the presentation, then go download it. Now, I am making two webinars this evening. This is the first one. We'll talk about this. The second one's going to be talking about the new groups we're putting together, the Tier 3 system. That'll be approximately 30 minutes from now. My invitation, once again, don't do that until I get through with that presentation, because there's a lot to learn here, and it's kind of like getting a drink from a fire hose. So just stay with me, bear with me, pay attention to what this is doing. Obviously, this will be recorded, and obviously I'll make it available just as soon as I can. So first of all, in order to get access to this, you're going to go to our website and just put the cursor over members. Now, you will not see all these different options that are in here because all of the groups have their specific assignments, and you can't see what they are or what you're doing with the others. But some things are available if you are a member of SimTrade Pro. This one down here at the bottom, it says Investment Profile Spreadsheet. You're going to click on that one. It's going to pop up right here, and it says, here's a spreadsheet calculating how your investments are doing. This is the explanation of what it is. Right here where it says Investment Profile Spreadsheet, you're going to click on that, and it's going to give you some options. You can open, save, or save as. I would suggest you click on Save As. Then it's going to show it down here, and wherever you're going to put it at, it's going to be here. Okay, and I'm going to go stick it into Bob's stuff for now because I already have it on my desktop. So you're going to save it. Now, I would recommend you save it on your desktop. It's just much easier to be able to find it, and you will get to the point where you'll use this at least once a week, or I would suggest that you use it at least once a week because it's going to be of great value to you. Now, I'm going to close down SimTrade Pro, but we're going to go back into it again a little bit later, and I'll show you how and why. So we're going to get out of it. Here we go. When you get it, you need to understand you must have a spreadsheet program. Excel is what most people have, but there are other ones that are out there, Kingsoft, Office. There's a whole bunch of different types of ones that are out there. Now, the problem we've run into is that some of them will not acknowledge the links that I put into here. So if you have a problem with that, please let me know. I'll be glad to help you and show you shortcuts to get around it. This program was written in Excel, or the spreadsheet was written in Excel. I've tried to make it as easy as possible, and I've automated and put some links into it so that it's just a click process that makes it simpler. First of all, the file name is right there. And when you open it up, this is going to be the first page. There's several things on this first page I want you to be aware of so that it becomes much easier for you. First of all, I have learned that the more help I give people, the better off I am and they are. So I have two sources of help on these particular pages. Every page has this. This is a box that's got a comment in it. And when you put your cursor over it in most Excel programs, it's going to pop up and read a whole bunch of information to you right there. Okay? Now the other thing I did is I've created a link to videos. Every page has a video. So you can just click on that. It's settled out there on YouTube. It'll be able to show you about these and teach you these things. So I'm not going to show you that at the moment because I got a certain timeline I want to play with in this particular presentation. So we're not going to jump into the videos. The videos average anywhere from 5 to 3 minutes. I've tried to keep them short, and they just kind of detail everything that's here. Also here I put in extra links. Think Huge Investments, which is our primary investing company we're working with out of Australia for doing our Forex. This is just a link to their website. If you want to learn more about them, that's where you go. A lot of our people are currently using, and if you are not using them yet for self-directed IRAs, I highly recommend Mountain West IRA. Now these pictures are linked. All you have to do is click on it and it'll take you right out to their website. Okay. Also, Treasury Vault we've been using for our gold, silver, dinar, dong. They also interface with Mountain West IRA. So if you wanted to do a Roth IRA with your dinar, these two have got it worked out. So you'll have a conversation with Crystal at Mountain West IRA, and she can help you set it up to be able to move your dinar into the Treasury Vault, which will set it up over to them, and it's a process, but guys, it works. On the spreadsheet, we also have one more link down here to the bottom, which is Patriot Radio America. Now, for those of you who haven't had time to listen to it or whatever, this is a program that Tony Breitling and I are doing together. He brings a lot of information from lots of different things all over the world, and all of that pertains to beginning to better understanding of how the economies work, currency works, how all of it works. So my invitation is listen to the programming that we're doing there. It's quite fascinating. We're going to be doing a new one tomorrow with one of the members that's here on the board with us right now, John, in regards to some interesting stuff coming out of the Middle East. So don't be afraid to click on that and listen to the programming that's going on there. Now, back up to the top here, there's some key things I want you to realize. It says down here at the bottom to go to each separate page, click on the words in the orange buttons. Okay, there are 3 spreadsheets on here. The first one's called Planning Your Retirement. The next one's Cool Trade and Forex Projections. And then the final one is Your Percentage of Values. And there's a brief explanation of what those are. The key things I want you to know is that if you go up here and click on just the orange box right there, it won't open. You have to click on the words. All right, so you'll know that that's the key thing. The other part of it is in all 3 of these, you're going to be able to put information in, but only in the yellow cells. Only the yellow cells. These sheets are what's called locked, so that you can't go in and change anything else. I have some calculations. I have extra spreadsheets that are hidden to make the calculations function. And that way you can't go in and disrupt them by accident. So the only thing you can play with is just the yellow cells. That's it. Okay, so the first one I want to show you is something that's called Plan Your Retirement. Now you notice how quickly that it moved over to it, okay? It's just simply another page that's built into the system. Up here, just like I showed you before, it's got the instructions. All you do is put your cursor there if you're running Excel. It also has a video which explains all of it as well. When you click on that, it'll take you to there. Real quickly, essentially what this is this is one that I had made a year ago plus for doing some comparisons when we were projecting different things with Cool Trade. But I modified it so that it is doing our current clubs. And you'll see here we have Tier 1, Tier 2 return rate, and I'll go over where that number came from here in a little while. Tier 3 return rate, and this is a projected number that we're working with because it hasn't started and won't start until the 1st of July. Your Tier 1 cash investment, this is how much money that you have put in on Tier 1. Tier 1, once more time, is just simply cash that you put in that you're anticipating just simply doing a investment. It will be taxable, and that's just what it is. It's going to be taxable income. Once again, also in Tier 1, Tier 2, this is money that's locked up for 2 years. You cannot withdraw or add for 2 years. All right? Tier 2 is retirement accounts. That's going to be your Roth, IRA, 401k, HSA, Simple, SEPs, and for some of you, a CRT. Those are the ones that will go into that particular spot. The final one is your Tier 3 deposit. So we have 3 different ways. Do you have to use all 3? Well, obviously you don't. You're going to use whatever it is that you're going to participate in. Maybe you're already participating in 2 of these. They're going to participate in the 3rd one that's coming up. That's great. You can put them all right there. That's where they go. Okay? So those are the numbers that the money you are investing into one of those 3 options that we're currently playing with. You'll notice here that it's got a total. This is the amount of money that you have put in. Now, above it, there are 2 percentages. This 59.5% is coming from my report. I'm going to show that to you now and how to get to it. See this big old honkin' SimTrade Pro sign right here? This is linked. If you click on that, it's going to take you to our website. And there it is. It's just that simple. For those of you who are already members, you know you can go here and get your investment results. Now, I have talked about this particular report many times because this is the one where I get to compare apples to apples, oranges to oranges, and come up with what's working and what's not. When you click on this report, it's going to show up here. It's in a PDF file. The first part is it kind of explains everything. It's got a little bit of disclaimer to it. From there on, I'm showing what I have here is approximately 16 different people in our organization that I'm still utilizing some of the information from their investments. I have this broke down by identifier. It's got the percentages, and you'll see down at the bottom it has an accumulated percentages in green. That's important. This first one's done by the identifier. This next one is the same information, but divided by the values on the left-hand side over here. So it starts at the smallest and goes to the largest. The next one is based upon the account values. Which one's got the worst, which one's got the best. And the account value is coming from the current account value. This is the real value of the account if it was cashed in today. So it's projecting what a year would look like. And then the next one is the closed sales projection, showing from the worst to the best. This is how those work. You'll notice that these numbers down at the bottom are exactly the same. They don't change. That's what they're supposed to do. They're just doing an average to show off of these particular ones that are here. The next one is a series of simulators that are being run. And once again on these, we've got the usual devastating numbers that we're playing with at the moment with Cool Trade. We seem to be having difficulties in that arena. The next one is our actual groups. Now, what I'm showing here is probably the worst week we've had thus far. Now, it's interesting. We've been doing this thing for 13 weeks. And right now, our lowest that we've had is 12.24 coming off of platform 13 at the moment, and 23.8 on the profit margin. Now, today, that zipped right up. That moved up a long ways, and you never know. But what I did is I took the average of these, added them up, divided them, and the anticipated average to date would be 58.73%. I will always upgrade this number every week. So when you go to upgrade your report on the spreadsheet, this is where that's going to come from, right here. All right? So that's the only thing I want to show you on that particular one. So in this page here, you'll see that 59, which is 58 point whatever percent that was. The 65, we're going to be taking the same strategies that we're utilizing right now in Tier 1, Tier 2, and we're going to up the risk level a little bit. Not much, just a little bit. Now, I had a conversation with Nick, who's the owner of Think Huge, just a few days ago. His intention with this particular Tier 3, we're going to take Steady Capture, which doesn't have a lot of activity, but oh my gosh, it never loses money. Never. We're running on a risk level 2 at the moment. We're going to take that to 2.5. Revolution, it's kind of just, but he has 2 more that he's been vetting now for 1.5 years that he's going to make available to us in about another 60 days. So we'll take a look at those, see what they look like. We may drop them into this tier 3 option, so it'll boost that one fairly quickly, but we want to see what happens with them. So these percentages here is what's used to calculate what the return rates are going to look like. So cast your eyes on this one. Tier 1 cash, which was $50,000. In the first year, it would be worth $79,500. Next year's 126, 200, 319, all the way down to 10 years at $5.163 million. Tier 2 has $30,000 put into it. Its first year was $47,770. At the end of 10 years, it's $3,098,790. Now you'll notice over here on Tier 3 that it's different. It's $13,000 every year. And the reason why is Tier 3 is being swept every quarter. So the money comes out every quarter. We leave the original money there. Now, the cool part about Tier 3, which I'm going to go over in great details in the second half of this evening's presentations, is that we're going to have some options to leave the money there, take the money out, put more in, take it out. You're going to have a lot of choices available in Tier 3 you don't have available with Tier 1 and Tier 2. Remember, Tier 1 and Tier 2 is made to retire on. Tier 3 is disposable income. We're playing with a little bit higher risk rate for a higher return rate, yet we're still playing it safe. We're playing the strategies that we already know work. We're just upping the risk level a little tiny bit. So you'll see that those all stay the same. Well, that comes out to $130,000 right there. So the net off of this anticipated project right now is 8.39. Now let me show you something. If for some reason our projections on this, now right now we're running it at about 14% of a gain so far on the money that's been invested. Well, that's only a 3-month time frame. So if we take that and multiply it times 4, we're going to be really close to this particular number. That's what we're expecting. But let's just say we drop this down to 45 as a number to play with. You'll notice that everything changed. All the numbers here changed. And they changed over here. And that went down to 3.4 million. Okay? So these percentages here you get to play with, but they come from the reports that I'm running. So you'll be able to go there and get the actual number to drop them in here. Something else I want to show you. At the top, I've got today's date and obviously the date right there. You can print this page. This is already preset for how to print it. You can just print this page and keep it for your reports. So you've got something to look at. All right, so that pretty much covers this page. The next one I want to show it to you is here, which is the CT4X projection. Now, this report is the one that I show you every week. The cool part is, now you've got it. So you can play with it. You can determine how that's going to look. Now, over here, once more time, here it explains what they are. Over here, I got a really good video. This is the longest one in there, and I show you actual pictures from the Cool Trade dashboard and from the Forex dashboard that we've got hosted live 24/7 on our website, where to get these numbers from to put them in. So I'm going to take just a moment and show you the Forex one real quickly because it's pretty simple to do. Okay, one more time. I'm going to Sim Trade Pro. Now it's going to go right here. And I'm going to take on platform 13, just as one to play with at the moment. And here are the areas you're going to pull the numbers from. Relax, don't worry about this because all of this is in the video. So don't get excited and worried and fret and stew because that's not the case. Alrighty? So you're going to get, here's the date, the start date, you'll need that. Here's the original deposits. Here's what the equity account shows at the moment. And here is what the profit is thus far. Those are the numbers that you utilize when you go to do your trading, right? Those go in here. Here's the original, here's the start date, here's the current account value, and here's the closed sales or the profit margin. Now, the same thing down here. Here's the Tier 3. I just made some numbers up and dropped them in there, and you see what the projections are. Now, this is really close to the current one. If we were to stop today, that's what our projected annual would look like. But we know that's not correct. So that's just numbers to look at for the moment. Here is a cool trade one. This one here is just a 5K. It was started with 5,000. It started on this date. The current value it was closed was 521. $21 gain, $85 in the closed sales. So here's your projections on that. So you can actually evaluate everything here. Now the one thing I want to show you is this number, this date, is pulled from your computer. You can change that date. If you want to run a report from a different date time, you can change that. But if you do, that formula is going to be gone. Trick to the trade. You can go up here, copy this cell, drop it in there, and that'll take care of it. It'll be back. All right? So this is my spreadsheet that I utilize for a lot of my projection work. I just gave it to you. And you can do your partnerships and you can do your cool trade all on one page so you can see it all. And last but not least, and one of the things that I was really looking forward to getting out to everybody, is your percentage values. One more time, up here, it's got the explanation as to what this is and how it works. Also, you have your video. It's real short. I mean, it's short. One more time, it's got the date up here. You can print this page. You can print the previous page. I invite you to print them. Hang on to them. This is how you have records. Now, you can save it as a PDF file if you want, or you can hard copy it. It doesn't make any difference, but it gives you a running record, and that's kind of important. Now, over here, let's say, for example, like we have our new group, Winning Investments LLC, which is going to kick off shortly. And let's just say for a number, it had an original amount of everybody's collective total of $1.2 million. And your investment was $6,500. Now, going back to what we had earlier where you saw the equity, and let's just say in this particular case the equity was $1.4 million. Just a number. But what happens is this percentage, which is about half of 1%, is what your $6,500 contribution to the $1.2 million equivalates to. So that percentage times the net gain that came off of here, that's this number being subtracted from that number, shows that your $6,500 so far has gained you $1,223. Same thing here with Tier 3. Here's an amount, here's the amounts, here's where it's at, here's your percentage, here's what you've netted so far. Now at the bottom of each page, I've totaled these for you so you can see what they do. Now I tried to put a total into here, but it didn't like these other things. So I'm telling you, so when you put a number in and start calculating, these things here will disappear. And obviously, all of these things that are in the yellow, like I told you before, those are yours. You can input, change, do anything you want with them. They are yours. Okay? So this is the program that I've been working on. I want to get out to everybody's hands so you can get a feel for what's going on. Instead of just listening to what I'm telling you, or because you've seen me go on my other videos over and over and over and over and over, and I'm talking about, look, we're not making money, guys. We're not making money, and here's why. Well, I'm using the same formulas and showing that, obviously, at the moment, our Forex projects are. They're doing really, really well. Now, we have 2 clubs at this point in time that are up and running, and they are doing great. Just doing great. And we have our 3rd, along with our Tier 3, that's going to be starting at the 1st of July. Now, I told everybody to get your paperwork in by the 15th of June. The reason why I said that is because I knew that there was going to be some more, particularly when you start moving your Roths and moving things around. It just takes time. So the only thing I have on this is not necessarily an extension of a deadline. You just need to understand, if you're going to send money from this point forward, which I'm going to go clear till the 28th of June, it has to be wired. You will not be able to send me a check. I won't clear it in time. Okay? So from now on, for all the rest of you who have been kind of just hesitant, waiting out there to join, you just need to realize you can't mail the checks now. They have to be wired in order to make it in time for the deadline. Now, at this point in time, guys, we've got about almost $400,000 that's been collected and deposited thus far. I have a commitment for a lot more than that hasn't come in yet, but that's fine. I'm expecting it'll come in. So here we are. This is the tool. You know where to go and get it. Go get it. Play with it. And also, you'll notice on there, if you have questions, call me. Okay? So I'll be more than happy to work with you to get it worked out, get it taken care of. It'll be great stuff. Okay, so we are now just a couple minutes away from calling an end to this thing. One more time, instead of opening up the floor, because the background noises are awful, I'm going to have you, if you have any questions, to give me an email, send me an email, or give me a call tomorrow, and I'll be glad to sit down with you and go over this thing. Be sure you download it and play with it. You can't hurt it. And if you mess it up, so what? Download another one. That's like kisses. There's always a gazillion of them. There's no limit. Okay? All right, and on that note, I'm going to call a close to this particular meeting. One more time. Please stay here. Do not hang up. Do not leave. I only have to close out this recording and get out so I can start another one, which is going to be on our Winning Investments LLC and our Tier 3, which is going to be really fascinating, guys. It's going to be a fun one. So thank you very much for being here, and I will see you again shortly.